Coming up next, an administrator in the district uses her collection to take interior design to a new level.
And 2 high school principals bear it all to support a worthy cause.
All this and more.
Frisco ISD-TV starts now.
Welcome to this edition of Frisco ISD-TV. I'm Kayla Kawalec.
And I'm Teresa Diaz. Thanks for being with us. We start with It's Elementary, My Dear, where Maddie Eggers takes a trip to the principal's office and is surprised with what she finds.
It's not the typical office of a principal.
Uniqueness comes in all shapes and sizes. With an office as unique as her name, its bright and colorful scheme breaks tradition amongst all others. Aside from running Isbell Elementary, Principal Ginger Lemons fills her office with trinkets and collectibles that make it worth talking about.
So I just have always loved kind of warm and nurturing and friendly environments, and I feel like adding this little hominess to my office made it someplace that was a great place to be. It's a good conversation starter with all the things that are here. The parents who come in here are surprised by seeing all of the different toys and things that are in here and just the colors.
One of the main attractions is a collection of friendly faces. With some, she's known since childhood.
I would get an allowance and I'd go to the dime store and buy Pez dispensers and thought they were really neat.
Lemon's love for Pez has dispensed among her students.
You don't usually see it in a normal office. Like, unique and cool.
I've kept them and it became a collection. All the kids now bring me Pez dispensers from all their trips.
She finds items during vacations or at flea markets, such as the ones in her Wizard of Oz collection.
The fun of collecting things is the hunt to find the items, and so I really like doing that. So most of it are things that I've gone out to different places or on vacations and found that I can bring back and add to the treasure box.
As a former art teacher, she has creative eyes that make for a unique school environment that students seem to enjoy.
The cat clock. Because I like its little eyes that go back and forth.
You can still play as a grown-up and still learn and be all of those things, and it's okay. It's a little Peter Pan in all of us, I think.
I'm Maddie Eggers for Frisco ISD-TV.
Wow, with a space like that, I wouldn't mind getting sent to the principal's office every now and then.
That shouldn't be too hard for you, Kayla.
Okay, well, at least we'll be off to college next year. Speaking of college, campuses from around the country send out thousands of letters every day, but you'd be surprised who's on their mailing list. Jacob Rhymes has more in the middle of it all.
When it comes to college, is it ever too early to apply? At Staley Middle School, students in the Gifted and Talented program are getting loads of answers to this question.
They said, oh yeah, we want to write colleges. We want to do this. We want to do this. Mr. McDonald gave us the go-ahead on August 30th, and September 2nd, we mailed off our first group of letters. And to this date, we have gotten 136 packages in less than a month.
They've written letters to colleges across the nation, and the response has given them something to cheer about.
When they walk by to our class, we'll be like, oh, we got a package! Was it for me? Is it for me? And when I finally got one, I opened them, and I just got tons of stuff, and it just made my day.
I was excited just getting a package, because our class had only gotten one other package.
And you open the box.
Whoa. Just, whoa.
Others are confident their day will come.
I'm pretty sure it'll be fun if you get something. I'm definitely gonna get something, but I mean, it's fun that you know that you're gonna make a difference in the lives of a ton of people when you see all this college memorabilia hanging up on one of the giant walls in our cafeteria.
They plan to create a mural throughout the school with the college gear they receive.
What we're trying to do here is we have a lot of posters around our school saying how many kids drop out, but we want to leave a legacy for them and show them what they can accomplish.
It really lets kids around here know like how important and accessible college is. Like all of these colleges here, there's hundreds, thousands, and a lot of people can make it.
The idea goes beyond academics. Callaway wants students to think big in everything they do.
The biggest reaction from parents comes from the handwritten letters from the presidents of the universities that are writing back to these students and saying, wow, you're thinking about college this early. If we think small, we'll only ever be small. So I said, jump out of your aquarium and be big turtles.
I'm Jacob Rhymes for Frisco ISD-TV.
They're getting a lot of support from colleges. You can tell they're really excited about this project. In fact, you're looking at their mural already in place.
Yeah, and I'm sure they'll be adding more to it.
How much would you pay to see your principal go bald? In Higher Learning's Brittany Sides finds out the cost.
As an assistant basketball coach, Jenny Mills knows what it's like to be on the court. However, being diagnosed with breast cancer has thrown her a path she wasn't looking for.
We made a decision to change insurances, and instead of having full coverage, it was just very minimal coverage. So it has had quite an impact on us, and that's something that whenever you're diagnosed with cancer, nobody wants to deal with the financial part of it.
Watching from the sidelines, others decided to get their head in the game. Liberty High School and her own Wakeland High came together to make her finances a priority.
We held the Miracle Minute, which was the biggest thing that we did. We also had a morning pep rally where Channel 8 came out and discussed, kind of highlighted the breast cancer awareness, where we did the Pink Out the Park when we played Liberty. And at that event is during the time where not only Dr. Ferris, but her husband, some of the firemen that, where he works, they all shave their heads in order to raise funds for Coach Mills through the Jenny Mills Cancer Treatment Fund.
As a school, this is being kind of ran by our Kate department here at Liberty and Dr. Burdett, but our DECA students, our business BPA students, and our marketing students have really gotten involved because one, we have students that were affected from our school, and then two, it's just people understand the need that people have with cancer. So we're just trying to help raise money and raise awareness. We are in competition with Wakeland, so we're trying to see who can raise the most.
From a student on staff's soccer game to coin jars and buckets throughout the schools, Liberty raised around $6,000 to support various foundations, while Wakeland raised $5,500, all going to Coach Mills.
I would have always thought that the school would do something like this for me, but it has been overwhelming to see how much they really have done. I would have thought maybe one fundraiser or something like that, but they have gone above and beyond, and it just makes me grateful that I work in a place like this.
As a result of both schools reaching their goals, the principals agreed to take on a new smooth look.
This is temporary, but what some people like to live with is for a lifetime. And what you guys have done collectively as a school and a student body, you've raised almost $6,000 for breast cancer research and cancer research.
These school rivals put competition aside and combined their beliefs for a common goal.
One of the big things here at Liberty and one of our core values is the sense of community. So besides just your extracurricular and your day-to-day educational philosophy, we also stress community. And this is one way that we can go back out and help the community. And it just so happens it affects people who are directly in our lives, and it helps the community in general.
Well, it's just been a rallying of support. Coach Mills is certainly, we say family here, and I think that's within entire Frisco ISD. I think it not only was applicable for getting the assistance for Coach Mills that was just not confined to Wakeland, but also students at Liberty. It was just an outpouring of support. She herself commented how she felt like it was just overwhelming how many people cared and came out to support her and really just be with her as she go through what she was going through.
Our motto here at Wakeland is when you play one of us, you play all of us, and that has definitely been the case in my situation, and I am so thankful for that.
So shaving wasn't a loss, of hair that is, but a gain to help those in need. I'm Brittany Sides for Frisco ISD-TV.
Hey Kayla, would you let me shave your head for a worthy cause?
Well, what cause is that?
My own enjoyment.
Very funny, but I'm sure you can find a better way to give back to the community. The CT Center Culinary Arts program sure has. Alex Lee mixes it up in high-tech happenings.
Students in culinary arts teamed up to serve hungry customers and their country through a charitable cause. Restaurants for Veterans and the Pat Tillman Foundation teamed up to spread across the country to help fund American soldiers.
Well, we felt like this restaurant could be involved for a number of reasons. It's really important for the students to have an opportunity to give back to the community. And with the 10th anniversary of 9/11 having just happened, we felt like it was a great time for them to be involved in something regarding the military and the veterans who fight for us. So being involved in the Restaurants for Veterans event that contributes money to the Pat Tillman Foundation was a great way for them to participate.
After the attacks on 9/11, Pat Tillman put behind his NFL career with the Arizona Cardinals to serve his country in 2002. After his death in 2004 while overseas in the Middle East, his friends and family started the Pat Tillman Foundation to support veterans and their families through education and service. Restaurants for Veterans is joining them to support this cause.
Restaurants for Veterans, well, it's actually a lunch, and we're doing it in order to fundraise for the Pat Tillman Foundation. $1 from every meal goes towards the foundation, and the entire menu is basically a combination of all the skills we're learning right now, such as knife and plating skills.
People come to support but stay for the food.
Food's been excellent, so it's definitely a good place to come for lunch. I heard that they were doing a promotional, so I decided to come and try it out and see if I liked it, and so I could bring some friends.
The Pat Tillman Foundation provides resources and educational scholarships to veterans and those dependent on them. The foundation gets involved in the community to challenge, commit, support veterans and their families. Students in culinary arts accepted that challenge and were the only student-run restaurant in the country to participate. For more information on the Pat Tillman Foundation, visit pattillmanfoundation.org. I'm Alex Lee for Frisco ISD-TV.
Thanks, Alex. At the Frisco ISD College Fair, Sydney Gray went behind the brochures to find out what recruiters are really looking for in a student.
Like everybody else, I want to go to college, and so I want a good opinion on what college I should go to.
The annual Frisco ISD College Fair brought many out to learn more about higher education. Many students saw a need to be there.
It just has lots of informational stuff here. I'm not really sure on what kind of college I want to go to, so I just came here to browse around a little bit.
Since I'm a junior this year, I realized it's the most important year for me to start looking at college, so I figured that this was the best experience and thing for me to do.
I had a lot of different colleges in mind, so I wanted to know for sure which college I wanted to go to.
School representatives helped students narrow down their choices. They also shared what they would like to see in potential students.
What I tell them is what we look for in the application process. So every university is different, and what we look for, at least at High Point University, is for well-rounded students and looking for leadership traits in their applications, what they're involved in, how consistent they are, as well as if maybe they're struggling in a certain curriculum or in a subject, we tell them how they can bring their grades up and just to be very consistent with through your coursework.
Recruiters enjoyed helping students find the school fit for them.
Mainly just make sure that they're better informed about their college options. There's a lot of misconceptions about us recruiters that, that we're going to lie and say things that we're not supposed to. We're not going to do it. The majority of us, we're really here to help you. Most of us are not going to try to talk you into coming to our school if we don't think that you're going to be a good fit, because you're no good to me if you go to my school for a semester or a year and then leave. That looks bad on my retention number. So I want to make sure that you want to go to my school and that we are a good fit for you.
Some feel making a personal connection can help.
I think it definitely benefits to talk to an admissions counselor. This being my first year as an admissions counselor, having recently just graduated from college, I think it's really great because knowing that student one-on-one, when we read applications, it's really great to know a name. And so sometimes when you're reading it, you're reading so many hundreds of applications that when you notice that that student has emailed you, has contacted you, has done an interview with you, it stands out to us.
It benefits to hear from us because often students will go to our website or they hear from somebody information about a university, but not necessarily know how we really are. We also give them a lot of the inside information that they may not be able to get from a website.
Students use the college fair as a chance to map out life after high school. For some representatives, it goes far beyond recruiting students.
The future of my kids depends on all of you, because the world that they occupy is going to be influenced by the world that you guys create for them.
I'm Sydney Gray for Frisco ISD-TV.
Thanks, Sydney. Well, that wraps up this episode of Frisco ISD-TV.
Join us next time when kindergartners take their pumpkin lesson to the patch.
And we see how a life-saving experience has prompted increased awareness throughout Frisco ISD. I'm Kayla Kawalec.
And I'm Teresa Diaz. Thanks for watching.